showtime.
Quite a bit.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Robert, aka the Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, and co-host, aka Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live from the very cold, windy, and rainy Ovation of the Seas here in cabin 12696. And unfortunately, due to weather, balcony cam has been canceled.
Yeah.
This is the best that it's looked in 2 days.
Well, it cleared up a little bit last night.
Yes.
That is last night.
Right now, you can't see the water. So we did not put out balcony cam today.
Yeah.
We do apologize, but...
nothing like looking at the fuzzy white.
Yeah. And the horn that you heard, that was the foghorn. It's just been blowing nonstop now 2 days. So.
Yeah.
And it's cold. It says it's about 54 degrees, but they're lying. If it's 54 degrees, I'm the Steven Spielberg of YouTube, and we all know that's not correct. It is cold.
It is. I have a healthy new respect for all the fishermen on Deadliest Catch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's 54 out here and the wind and the dampness and it feels like this, I can only imagine what those poor guys go through.
Yes. Well, look, we are going to get to deck 4 here in just a second, but a couple of housekeeping notes. We actually have videoed this ship in 360. And so when we re-release some of these videos, they're going to be interactive. When they're on YouTube, there's going to be an arrow up in the left-hand corner that you're going to be able to drag and change the position and the view that you're looking at. So if we go by something and you want to see it a little closer, you literally can turn the camera. You just move the arrow.
Zoom in, zoom out.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear me say that a lot in this video. But it is not 360 for this broadcast. We can't make that happen. It's just, there's just no way to make that happen. So when we re-release the decks on their own, they will be 360. So if you hear me say, hey, the arrow's up there, and you're looking and you don't see any arrows, you're not going to see arrows this time. But when we re-release, they'll be 360 for you guys. So we wanted to say that.
Yeah, the software doesn't play nice together.
Well, it's not that. Yeah, anyway. So if you're new around here, do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up. Man, consider subscribing. It is free to you. Costs you absolutely nothing. We do all things cruising. When we're on a cruise ship, we do broadcast pretty much every night we're live, as long as the Wi-Fi allows us. And we do all things cruising. So consider being part of the nutty crowd that we are. Let's see here. What else? We have a group cruise coming up right over there. All right. We'll send me an email. We'll talk a little bit more about the group cruise in a little bit. Outside of that, the last thing we'd have to say is if you want to know anything specific about the Ovation of the Seas or Royal Caribbean in general, as we mentioned, we are on board now. We are captive. We're not going to see land for another 9 days. So no better time than now to get a good answer, because we can go right now downstairs and ask the crew, and because they're going to know.
Yes.
The people on the shore side, it's a coin flip or whether or not they're going to know, but we can get you the answer. And we already have a bunch of answers for you guys, which we're going to give to you after deck 4.
Yes.
Okay. So there's the housekeeping notes. Again, good evening to everybody. We're going to get into some of your comments and say hello to you a little bit more personable in a little bit. But right now we got to get to deck 4 tall man style. Let's do it.
Filming Tom and style.
Everybody, welcome back. Today, Lisa and I, we're on the Ovation of the Seas. We're on deck 4. Now, this is a public deck. We're up here in the front of the ship by the Royal Theater, and that's what we're going to look at first. Now, if you've never seen us do one of these type of videos before, this is a 360 degree tour, but if you look up in the top left-hand side, there's some arrows. This video is interactive, so if you want to stop it and take a different look at a different angle, you can move the video around, so you can get whatever view you want. So let's get started. Now, obviously, you see they're closed. As long as they're not having a rehearsal, It's quiet. There's no rehearsal going on. So we'll just take a quick peek for you guys. Yes, no rehearsal. Just this young man here making sure it's nice and tidy for the next event. So you see a nice expansive space in here. There is a deck 3, but there's no access to get down there publicly. So all of the accessible seating is up here. But we'll just go down. There are a few columns in the way for sight lines, but it's not too bad. Once I get down here to the middle, this will be a good time to stop the video and take a look around 360 degrees. All right, there we are, right in the middle of the theater. So you can pan it to the left and pan it to the right. It does look like there's an exit, and maybe there is. Let's take a peek here. It looks like there's a little elevator lift. So that's the ticket right there. If you have some accessibility challenges, you can use the elevator from up top to get down here to the bottom. Let's head on out, keep the tour going. There are some stairs here on this side as well on the other side. So if you want to get up to the balcony, you can here from deck 4. There's men's, women's, and accessible restrooms on this side. As we're walking by here, there are a bunch of shops. We sort of already walked by one. Forgot your makeup, ran out of a different or a specific color, you can do that there. Some dials here. This is a Royal Caribbean merch shop. So all things Royal Caribbean, Ovation the Seas is in there. Now here is the entrance to the music hall, at least one of them, for the 4th floor. Give you a reference, that's right where we started. So there's 2 entrances, I believe, up here on, or maybe even 3. So we'll show you them all. That's over by the elevators in the Royal Theater. Over in here is the Crown Lounge. I didn't show it to you yet. I was going to show it to you later on, but since we're here, we can't get in anyway. But if you're in the loyalty levels that allow you to get into the Crown Lounge, you can see there's the Crown Lounge. But we're in the music hall. A couple of pool tables you see over here. This is a very popular place to hang out at. Very busy at nighttime. Technically, the main entrance is over here. That would be the main entrance for the club. Of course, we've already looked at the 3rd deck. So let's go out the way that we came in so we don't miss anything. Love the Royal Promenade because the 2 stories all the way through, very open space. Prints in green. More clothing. Just different apparel. Some purses in there. Bags, just a variety of things. Here's another door to get in. And as I mentioned, here's really the main entrance to the music hall. Here's your bling store over here. All things jewelry. Swarovski crystals to the right as well. Regalia is right after that. More higher end jewelry. Over to my left, we're going to circle around and go in here. This is your Amber and Oak Pub, which is also an incredibly popular place here on Royal Caribbean. So we'll just walk in. They've had a soloist playing in here who's absolutely fantastic. Not just cocktails, but you can get some food in here. The food in here costs a little extra, between $4 and $8, depending on what you order. It's mostly, like bar type food, like burgers and nachos and pretzel bites and things like that. So there is your pub. There was another part of the regalia store over here on this side. I wanted to make sure that I showed it to you. And we're going to stay on the right. Over here is your pasterie. There's sodas and things. You get your specialty coffees down here. Not Starbucks type specialty coffees. Oh yeah, your Starbucks coffees are here. And those are additional flavor add-ons. A few seats over here. Next to that is your port merchants. This is alcohol, tobacco, snacks. The door's a little opaqued out. Might be hard to see in there, but if you want to purchase some alcohol, tobacco, or snacks and do it duty-free, you do it from port merchants. Then the ever-popular Boleros is right here. Latin band in here. They have the lights out, so I don't know how well this is going to show. I apologize. Usually there are lights left on. The band is up here, and there's seating everywhere. Boleros is always a crowded place in the evening time. There is typically, I would say, plenty of comfortable seating in here, but for the amount of people that you typically find in here in the evening, a lot of times it's standing room only. The band's pretty good too. Hopefully the camera was able to adjust to the fact that there was no lights in there at all. Pitch black. Now we're heading towards the back of the ship. Now, the front of the ship, there's one set of elevator banks. In the back of the ship, there's two. There's one on the port and one on the starboard side. So we'll hang to the right so don't miss anything. Emergency exit from Boleros. So here's one of your elevator banks, as well as men's, women's, and accessible restrooms. As we circle around, this will lead us to the restaurant here on deck 4. One's the American Icon, the other is Silk. Again, this is where we had come from. When we come out, we'll go that way. So let's go on in. We'll go look at Silk first. I haven't yet been in here. We eat in the on the other side, so we haven't seen in here yet. Interesting decor. I do have everything covered up. Probably breakfast will be in here. The tables are all set already. And then cover them up so they don't get contaminated by dust or dirt or whatever that are flying around as they're cleaning in the evenings. There's another area to sit over here. Nice views outside of the ship. Now this ship, the kitchen is all the way to the back of the ship. I know a lot of cruise ships are designed where the kitchens are sort of in the middle of the ship and the restaurants are in the back of the ship. So if you're seating in the restaurant, you can watch us go, but the kitchens are in the back of the ship. And back out the way we came in. Now, this is where we eat, the American Grill. Love the map of the United States down there. We're going to go to the back of the restaurant and work our way to the front. Oddly enough, we actually are sitting all the way here in the back. We're at table 585. Again, they have everything covered up to keep it clean, but that's our table right there. It's a nice little quiet section back here. A lot of people might think it might be loud because the doors to the kitchen are back here, but no, it's quiet. All right, he's cleaning there, so we're not going to get in his way. So we'll go this way. There's a little seating area here. They have it broken up a little bit so it's not too loud. There's another area over there as well. But again, like I said, he's cleaning, so we'll stay out of his way so he can do his thing. There's also one to the other side of the entryway here. That is all of your restaurant. Silk and American Icon Grill. So let's exit back out into the Royal Promenade and show you what's on the other side. Obviously, you can go straight down the middle, but as I told you before we went in, there's a set of elevators and stairs on this side. As you can see here, they are. Your ambassador's desk. This is an entry from this way to customer service. The main entrance is up here. We like to sort of show you the main entrances to places instead of side entrances. There you go. So there's your guest services. They have a queue line set up. Very rarely will you find a queue line empty, but it's possible. And the last time we came up here was actually kind of quiet. We walked right up. Now, this used to be where they would keep the cruise compass, which is their printed version of the daily activities. They no longer print them. However, if you scan that QR code right there, it will give you the actual sort of printed view of the cruise compass. The cruise compass is in your app, but a lot of people like to have that, old layout and how it looks and feels. Just scan that QR code and you'll be able to get it. There's an ATM machine here as well. We're back into some of the shops. Here's Kate Spade. Collection. Next, we have Cafe Promenade. Now, down here, you can get coffee and snacks and things. Is it 24/7, Lisa? I think it's 24/7. It's 24/7. Next to that is your Sorrento's. Sorrento's is where you get your pizza. There's also some self-serve soda machines right here. You're into Royal Caribbean pizza? This is the place. As you can see, there's nothing more that way. So technically, we have gone through on deck 4, but I do want to get you back to that Crown and Anchor entrance so you can see that. So we'll just fast forward. Again, remember this is where we started, right here. The forward elevators and stairs. Moving right over here. That is the access to the Crown Lounge. As you see, is protected by a key pass. But it's a nice little lounge. For those who have access to it, it's always quiet in there. All right, everybody, there you go. Let us know what your favorite spot here on deck 4 is. And leave a comment below. We'll see you on the next deck. Joe!
Filming Tom and Style.
Well, there you go, everybody. There is your deck 4. In fact, Lisa, here we're gonna call an audible here.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, let's.
Am I getting up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I do this here?
I don't know.
I don't know if I can do this here or not. Let me. What's We're calling an audible, everybody. Yes.
All right. So Robert is going outside. As you can see, it's a little foggy out, and we didn't want to leave the camera out there to, I don't know, collect more salt water, shall I say? So he did want you to guys to see what it was like outside.
Really is windy. That's our setup. See it.
Here we go. Make sure we didn't mute ourselves in the process.
Yeah, it's just not nice out, everybody.
No, it's not.
So there you go. All right, so let's get
Let's say hello to everybody.
say hello.
Yeah.
Macrina, first in tonight. Hello, how are you tonight?
Yes.
Good to see you. Happy Wednesday/Thursday, Bev says to everybody. Yes, it is Thursday for us. Wednesday for you guys. Wednesday evening.
Yes.
Actually, believe it or not, it's afternoon now. Patricia, we lost another hour, so it is currently
12:20 p.m.
Yeah, a little bit after afternoon. So it's a lunchtime broadcast.
It is.
Hello, Mama Tallman. Happy Wednesday, Tallman Clan. Yeah. Ozan, welcome. Good to see you again, buddy. Sorry, but I'll be using my heat blanket. Brr. We need one of those.
I'm wishing I had mine.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly out on that pool deck.
Yes, Mama Tallman, it is Thursday for us. I wish Robert and Lisa a good broadcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where were you yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday's was not so good.
When everything blew up.
It was a little rough.
Hello, everyone. It's showtime. Yes, it is. Hello,
yes.
Hello, Elaine. Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday for you. Yes, ma'am. And Allie, how are you doing? Good to see you. John, good to see you as well. Alyssa, hello.
Hey.
Daughter Tall Man. Foghorn.
Blake.
Yes. Hey, buddy. Hello, all. Welcome. Alex, which ocean are you sailing on today? We're in the Indian Ocean. How's that?
No. No.
We're in the Pacific. Close to Alaska because bloody cold. Oh, aye, Captain. John says it's 44 in Massachusetts right now. So, again, they're broadcasting. We're blowing at well, it says 21 knots right now, but as we started the broadcast, it was 45 knots. So the winds are blowing pretty good, and it's wet, it's raining, it's misty, and so the wind with that, I guess it could be 54, but it feels more like it's 40.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly.
It is really cutting cold. I go up on the upper deck to walk through the pool area, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's just not friendly. So it's an inside kind of day.
Yes.
We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute.
Yes.
Hello, Allie. What? I never knew there was such a thing as a foghorn. Yeah, so it seems, I'll be honest, I don't think this is the normal horn. I think it is a different horn on this ship because they pressed the wrong button once and it was a different sound.
Oh, interesting.
And then So, and I did enhance it to make it sound a little better. It's really kind of a weak sound.
It's
really,
very
it's
weak.
It's you know, it's not the it's it's not that. Yeah, it's more it's a little weak, but that's okay. That's how it's feeling here too. Yeah, it's just it is foggy here. It's been foggy for 2 days. The video that I showed the faux balcony cam video here at the beginning where it is. That's the most water we've seen in 2 days. Really, it's hard to see the water from the cabin. So, but
yeah, if you're looking straight out, you don't see it. You literally have to look down to be able to make out that it's water.
We're in the Arctic Ocean. That's what it feels like to us. Hi, all. Irene wants to know, did we have to turn around? Well, it was more of a diversion than a turnaround. So on our first of the 12 sea days of getting back, this was a total of a 17-day cruise. The first 5 days we were visiting places in Japan. And then there's 12 straight sea days. On that first day, there was a passenger who needed urgent medical care, more than a ship can provide. And so we were still skirting Japan. And so instead of, the angle that we were going, they just went north towards Tokyo Bay. The Japanese Coast Guard met us with a helicopter, and then we just turned right around and then got back on our pace. If you go to cruisemapper.com and look up Ovation of the Seas and click on the map, you'll see this little bobble in there. It looks like a pimple or something. It's just a little bump. So, hello, Carol. How are you? Good evening. Good to see you. EJ, good to see you as well. Thank you. It is afternoon, though, now. 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Breakfast has not arrived in the caravan. No, we know we had breakfast.
Oh,
I am double guessing whether to go on a cruise. Looks like it's always cold. The last couple were, but I don't remember the first two being this bad.
No, the first couple were not cold. It was definitely foggy, but not cold.
Yeah, so it's the time of year, right? So when we were looking at this one, and after I booked it, I did a little bit of research, and I swear the ship was going to take a southerly route, but it's taken a northern route, and so we're getting closer to Alaska, and it's pretty cold right now. So as far as coming out of Europe, again, it's that time of year thing. So maybe you take a transatlantic going over to Europe in late in the year, or in Europe coming back to America once the Mediterranean sort of Europe season is over. It should be warmer then, but anyway.
Yeah.
Danny wants to know if we can turn the video around to watch me. Absolutely. You can turn it all the way around and see me making faces.
Yes.
As we get a little bit better at this, we're going to put some hidden Mickeys in there.
Yeah.
And offer some prizes. So,
Yep.
Irene has her milk chocolate. We haven't asked for snacks yet, but
chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Oh,
Yes.
chocolate milk. Oh,
chocolate milk.
she's waiting for. She's waiting for
Snack time,
cabins.
yes.
Yep. Hello, Cruise. Cruise is forever. Cruise is forever. Welcome. How you doing, Allie? Did we get a new 360 camera? Yeah, we got the Insta360 5X or X5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so we're still just really honestly trying to get used to it. It's a whole different kind of editing style. It's I can't begin to tell you. I described what it is that I have to go through just to edit the cabins, which, by the way, we did video 20 cabins. We will be bringing that to you sometime. I don't know in what format. because
They may all look like big bubbles. I don't know.
I started on it last night, and I worked, on it a bunch, and all this morning working on it, pretty much up until the broadcast, and I don't have one cabin that's functioning yet. One cabin video. So, but we do have 20 cabins to show you. So,
Eventually.
Yes, eventually. EJ says, Alex, do repositioning transatlantic from Southampton, 14 days to New York. You will stop in France, Spain, Portugal, Azores. Absolutely great. At the end of October on NCL, it was perfect weather. There you go.
That's true. We did that.
And it's the itinerary we were on. Exactly the same places you just mentioned. And we had a great time. The weather was great.
We also went to Tenerife and Funchal.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, great itinerary.
Desiree, hello. Good evening to you. Why are we in trouble? Okay. We're in trouble because we packed warm weather clothing.
All short sleeves.
I have one long sleeve, or two long sleeve shirts, and you've got two long sleeve shirts.
I think I've got 3.
That's it.
Yeah.
We've got shorts and t-shirts.
We were expecting it to be warm. We checked all the weather.
I checked the weather in Japan. I checked the weather in California. And the research I did, I thought we were going to go on a southerly route. I was expecting it to be warmer, but it's not. So,
yeah, we're going to be doing
yeah.
laundry frequently.
Oh my, because we just got to wear layers now. So we're in like 3 things a day.
Yeah.
So anyway. Hello, Charles. How are you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Hello, Dr. Cherie. Thanks, EJ. Looks like Mother Nature decides the weather. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely.
When are the room tours coming? We need the drinking game.
We just answered that.
We do have a bottle of champagne sitting here.
We do. We certainly do.
We could really have a drinking game. Might not be a good thing.
Might not be a good thing. Probably would not be
hello,
a good
Gina.
thing.
How are you? Aren't there any arcades on the ship? We just haven't gotten to video of them yet.
Yeah.
Pizza love. Yeah, you wouldn't. Well, I don't know. You might like the pizza. Our opinion is Royal Caribbean actually is the worst pizza out of all the major cruise lines.
Yeah.
So
we don't care for it.
No, we ate it one night because there was nothing else opened.
Yes.
When we got back from
Osaka,
we got back late. The dining room was closed. The buffet was closed. Everything was closed except pizza. Like, ugh.
So we ate pizza.
We ate pizza. Hey, Valerie, how are you? Has RCCL security stopped by yet? No, they have not.
No, that's only on the Aqua.
No, they haven't.
Yeah.
I'll send breakfast in the morning. The Mexican captain will tell me, Robert Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
Hey now, what's up, buddy? Uh-oh. I don't know what that's about. Oh, probably the outside. Who knows? I believe the room tours were yesterday. No, they were. Normally they are. Normally we always will start off with the room tours. But again, I videoed them all in 360 as well. And so there's like 14 things that I have to do now instead of 2. It's the craziest thing to get this stuff to work, to be able to upload on YouTube. There's not a piece of software to do it. So you got to use this to do this part, then export it, and then send it here, then take it back out of there, and then send it back to the first thing. It's the craziest thing. And each time you do it, there's a different set of settings. And so I must have, with the cabins so far, gotten the setting wrong somewhere because I did a test upload, and it's 360, but it's like, you're looking at the room like right here, not over there.
Very
so
close up.
I'm like, hey, what is that close up? That's not good. So
we got to figure out what's going on with that.
I'll figure it out. It's what I do. Mm-hmm. It's cold outside. It's not like I got anywhere to go. I'm just going to sit on this incredibly hard. Oh, man. Thank God I stopped. Sit on this hard couch and edit. Somebody's going to need to send me some preparation H or something by the time we're done with this. We don't talk about those things on a cruise, Ozon. Charles says, sound is off and on. Left, came back twice. Yeah, the internet is spotty at best, and we appreciate that, but or we apologize, but there's nothing we can do. We are at the mercy of the internet. It's a crappy weather. I can't believe we're connected at all, to be honest with you.
I agree. It's been really bad connections.
Third time's the charm. Broadcast is lagging. We are used to it freezing now. It's been mother buffering too. Oh, I'm sure it has.
Yes.
Might I remind you of the tequila incident? Okay, so we won't fire up the the
Yeah,
champagne.
we'll stay away from the champagne.
Well, that's because I had a rocks glass size shot in seconds, and I haven't consumed that kind of alcohol in like 40 years. Well, 30 plus, something like that. Went out twice and came back on. It's better now. Okay, so let's get to a couple of your questions from yesterday. Interestingly enough, somebody asked yesterday about demographics, and we were trying to guess at what they were. When Lisa went downstairs, did you physically ask him about demographics, or did he just give up the information?
I did.
He asked him.
Yeah.
So,
Great experience at guest services.
Vadim.
I spoke to Vadim.
Yeah.
He was wonderful. He gave me all kinds of information.
thank you, Vadim.
Yes.
But I've got my own take on the demographics.
Okay.
I think the layout of the ship is this:
Okay.
25% rude pieces of and about 75% normal people.
I would concur.
Nothing else matters.
Yeah, I would concur.
Now, how do I come to that conclusion? So yesterday, we're on our way to dinner, and we press the button for the elevator, and we wait. It was a really long wait, much longer than normal. It really was. And on our side of the ship where we press the elevators, one of the elevators is broken. The door's smashed, so
Somebody
it's not
broke the
operational.
glass. Yeah.
So there's only 4 of the 5 elevators operating. But so it's okay. Look, we have nowhere to go. Just anyway. So we're waiting. Finally, an elevator shows up, but it's going up, and we're on deck 12. We need to go down to 4. We're like, you know what? Let's go up to go down. And I said it out loud as I was getting in the elevator. And so let's go up to go down. And I turn around. There's 2 people in there, a lady and a young man. And the lady looks at me and then presses deck 15. Only 14 was pressed. And I didn't think anything of it. I mean, it caught my eye, but I didn't think much of it. So deck 14 gets, now mind you, they were already in the elevator. Nobody else got in, right? She presses this deck 15. So deck 14, boom, doors open, they get out, and she gets out, and she turns and says something snotty to me about getting in the elevator to go up, to go down. And she on purpose pressed deck 15
So
to
we had to
make
go
us
all
go
the way
another deck up. It is the first time in my life I verbally blurted out something to someone's face. Actually, it was more like the back of her head because she had already skirted around the corner. But I promise you, she heard me. My voice is not soft by any stretch of the imagination. I couldn't believe it. And that's exactly what I called her, and I think rightfully so. She physically pressed that button
Because she knew we wanted
because
to go down.
she knew we wanted to go down. 25%
Yeah.
rude.
And there's been a lot of that on the
Yeah.
ship. Just a lot of comments that are totally uncalled for.
We didn't even tell you about the excursion. We're on a bus. There's like 50 of us on a bus. The bus pulls up. Doors open. People are getting off. We're about, I don't know, halfway down-ish or so, somewhere like. And the people that are sitting right in front of us made 0 attempts to get up and move. They could have been asleep. That's how little movement was coming from their 2 seats.
Robert's like, get up.
Yeah, so Lisa gets up to go because it's time to go. And they were rude to her.
Yeah.
What's the big hurry? Jesus. She's like, well, y'all weren't moving. Thought you were waiting. So the rest of the bus now stops and waits for the 2 of them to get up and saunter off the bus. So like there's been a tremendous amount of that that we've experienced on this cruise, much more than we've ever expected.
It's a ton of uncalled for comments.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, yeah. EJ says, Panthers beat Carolina last night. Oh, y'all behave
okay.
yourself, EJ. Come on now. Chris says, 2 things I saw a great deal on Mardi Gras, 2 weeks going to dry dock. I believe in France you are going, like 60 a day inside. two things I saw a great deal on Mardi Gras 2 weeks. Going to dry dock. I believe in France. Are you going? Like 60 a day inside. No, we are not going on the Mardi Gras.
No.
I don't know if you were on last week. After this cruise, we have another one coming up shortly after this. But after that, we're going to have a bit of a long break because there's some events that we have to go attend to and do.
Yes.
Danny says there is no shame to go up, to go down. No, people do it every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Karma will get that elevator lady. I don't know. Rematch maybe? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just thought that was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I have never in my life seen that. We physically say, oh, you know what? Let's go up to go down. And this lady looks at us and goes, bing, just to make us go further. Oh, that's rude. Okay. Tell everybody the demographics.
All right, here we go. So there are 3,903 passengers on this sailing. Out of that, 264 are 17 and under. We have 464 from Canada, 2,276 with American passports, 262 from Australia, 176 with Chinese passports, 105 from Mexico, and 48 from Japan.
And the rest were too few to mention.
The rest were too few to mention, yeah.
Now, it still doesn't say what nationality they may be. Like we said, we feel there's a very heavy Asian influence right now on the ship still. And so some of those people who have American passports who are of Asian descent, that's why I think that comes from.
Yes, I agree. So there's also 1,555 crew on this itinerary. Let's see. And Alex
wanted to know when we were crossing the international date line.
Wanted to know, yes. And that it will be May 25th. Now, remember, we are ahead of you guys, so that would be the 24th.
The evening of the 24th for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. Woohoo! There you go. The casino. Mama Tall Man wanted to know about the casino.
Yes, there is a smoking and a non-smoking casino. They're not separated by a wall. So you have one side is smoking, one side is non-smoking. The non-smoking side is closest to the music hall.
There you go.
Yeah, they do have smoking and non-smoking.
Okay. There you go. Anybody else, if you have questions, again, leave them in the chat. If we don't already know the answers, we'll do what we just did here. At least we'll write it down. And between now and tomorrow's broadcast, we'll find out the answers for you and bring them to you. As long as we don't get stuck in an elevator going up when we wanted to go down.
Oh, and Macrina, she always asks about the Spirit jerseys. So we do have, I'm going to turn this around. We actually have 3 Spirit jerseys. We have navy with white print. We have pink with pink print. And we have white with a multicolored print. You buy 2 and
buy one and get one
buy
something
one
off.
and get one 25% off. So there you go. There are your Spirit jerseys.
There you go. Chris says, better than kids pressing every button on every floor before they get off. Happens more often than not.
The kids, I get it. The kids are being mischievous. That was just being mean.
Yeah, the spite of just looked at us and then hit the button like
you. I know you want to go down, so I'm going to make you go all the way up.
I mean, literally, that was just a slap in the face. I would rather take the kids that are just being silly and stupid, right? It's like, hey, as opposed to, oh, well, and that's really what it was. This group cruise is going to be fun. I'm at that age where I don't take crap attitudes well. Like I said, I have never in my life verbally blurted out like that. Normally I'd be like, but I literally said a few things to that woman.
Yeah.
Where are the smoking areas on the Ovation? Jordan, we're going to be going through those in the tour, but in short, there's one on deck 5. There's one on deck
14.
14. And I think the app said something about 15, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't gotten above deck 14 yet. It's been too cold and too nasty out. So we haven't videoed any of the outside spaces yet. So I hope the weather turns better at some point, or we're gonna run out of content to bring you guys.
And then also, as we were talking about the casino, there is a smoking casino that's on deck 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but typically unless you're
gambling,
you're not supposed to be down there.
Yeah, but they may want to gamble. I don't know.
Yeah, Jordan, if you're a gambler, you have a smoking casino.
Right.
Alex says, I'm surprised they gave you a breakdown by passport. Honestly, I was surprised too.
I was shocked.
Not that it really matters.
Yeah. No.
I guess.
And usually a lot of times I catch flack too when I ask about how many kids are on board. A lot of times people, get, that feeling like I'm up to something. But I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe because I started off with my husband and I have a YouTube channel, and so we're taking questions from people. The majority of them are about demographics. So I don't know. But yeah, Vadim was wonderful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cruises Forever wants to know, does the North Star cost money to go on? And if so, how much?
Yes and no. They have, let me see what it's called, because I'm going to get it wrong. I know I will. Where's the app here? They have, bear with me. Let's go do this.
She's going to look that up, but I'll keep on talking. Jordan, are there a lot of upside down pineapples asking for a friend? I haven't seen any.
No.
There are some, without a doubt, LGBT people on board for sure. But as far as upside down pineapples, we haven't seen any on doors. We've already done all of that video work because it was all done inside, and we haven't seen any of that.
So they have 2 experiences. They have the North Star Extended experience. That is $40.
That just means they hang you up there and shake you around a lot longer.
But they also have, you're shaking me. Stop. I can't read when I'm bouncing.
The sofa that we're on is so hard. If I bounce like this, it's like it transfers over to her.
And it seems like that all I'm seeing is the extended further back. But earlier in the cruise, there was another one.
We'll confirm and we'll bring it to you tomorrow, just in case Cruises Forever. I seem to remember it was like 10 or 12. North Star,
that's extended. The extended as well. Earlier in the cruise, they had some that were free.
We'll confirm now.
Yeah.
For tomorrow.
We might have missed all of that.
EJ says the casino was completely redone. Well, since we hadn't been on here before, I couldn't say one way or the other. Obviously, we walked through. We have what we showed you yesterday from the casino. Easiest thing to do is go look at a video that was put out by another content creator 3 or 4 years ago, and we can see the difference between the two. All right, so, yep. Chris says, Danny Mac, just let them. Otherwise, they win. Not worth getting booted off a cruise. Oh, we didn't say we're going to go fisticuffs. It's just, if it quacks like a duck, then it's a duck. Jordan says, do you think they will revamp the ship once it's in LA to make maybe a more Mexican theme since it's coming from Asia? No. I doubt it. I mean, maybe a few of the things, like, for instance, up on deck 14, in between the windjammer and the pool is a rickshaw. That's obviously very Asian. Maybe they pull that out, right? There are some, what I would call, in the hallways, passenger hallways on decks, sort of these Asian influence artwork. Maybe that gets changed. Maybe not. I don't know.
Typically, if anything's going to get changed, it's going to happen during a dry dock,
but these aren't dry dockable things. I mean, that rickshaw, that's just stick it on the elevator and bring it down to the crew area and get it off the ship.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing. I don't know, right? Look, it's not moving to California forever.
No,
it's going to be there a short period of time. It's going to end up back in Asia.
Yes.
And so I really don't think they're going to make tremendous changes. maybe to some of the activities. Maybe they remove some of the Chinese/Japanese or whatever from the menus and things that we see. Maybe activities are slightly different for the clientele that will be on board. But I don't think there'll be any sort of major changes.
I don't think so either. I really
Maybe
don't.
they take the teapots out of the room.
Maybe.
Right? Because
the kettles.
The tea kettles.
Yeah.
Teapots, whatever.
I don't expect that they'll do that either because, like you said, the ship is not in California permanently. It is going to be going back to Asia. So I imagine the majority of the things are going to remain the same.
Let me see if I can do this while we're live. I don't have my tri-screen up, so it does make it a little bit harder, but we're going to try. I'm just going to get its itinerary real quick for the next couple of years.
But we did have a Mexican menu last night.
We did.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Speaking of which, it's going to be close to snack time here, so everybody get your snacks ready. We're going to get into snack time here in just a minute. All right, scrolling. There is Ovation of the Seas.
All right. Let's see what itineraries we have.
So we've got some Canadian. I got to move it back over again. Hang on, y'all. It's just dropping here. May through September time frame of next year, they're doing Alaska out of Alaska and British Columbia, right? Really, quite a bit. Wow, a lot. Starting in October of this year, it's back to Singapore, right? It's doing the reverse trip. The first thing, it's going from LA to Tokyo, then Tokyo to Singapore, and then it's going to be in Singapore until it comes back to go to Alaska. So it is literally only going to be in the LA market space until September of this year. September 17th is this last cruise. And then it's going to be back September of 2026 into 2027, April 2027. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to do anything.
I wouldn't expect that they would. I would think everything's going to remain mostly the same.
Yep. Try working retail. You'll learn to hate people. We come in contact with a lot of people in what we do in real life. And so
my first job was retail. I get it.
Some things just don't surprise me. That one did. I just would not have expected that. Yeah. Just, wow. Danny Mac says to Chris, not physical. I just can't keep the salty comments at bay. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Will you guys be going on North Star?
We did the North Star experience on the Anthem of the Seas.
Yes.
I talked about doing it when we were in Osaka, but I never made it over there.
If we weren't moving, I would probably give it a shot again.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With it moving, it does a little bit of this, and that is just enough to make me go.
His vertigo go crazy.
Woo!
Yeah.
I ended up on my knees hanging on for dear life. I was doing all the video from the ground. Yeah, it was not a pleasant experience. It was bouncing just too much because we did it when we were at sea. And so you're moving forward, and of course it's buffering a little bit in the wind. And it's, of course, I'm assuming it's not working today because it's too windy.
Yeah, I would think it's probably closed today.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still blowing 40 knots or not, but yeah.
But it's a fun experience if you're not, afraid of heights or you have vertigo. It's a really, really cool experience.
I enjoyed it on the way up, and I enjoyed it on the way back. But
just when it was hovering.
When it was all the way up and it went the left to right, it was catching the wind or something. It was just bouncing up and down. And it wasn't the bounce from the height thing, because I'm also afraid of heights, but being in that thing was fine. That didn't bother me. It was the bouncing, so it's crazy. Anyway, I've never gotten that line Jackie Gleason said, when we raid the cat house the piano player goes to. Jordan says, cruising June 20th to Cabo. Nice.
Very nice. I loved Cabo.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to every part of the ship, so you'll know what's going on here.
Yes.
Okay. What is North Star? North Star is this.
It's this ball,
a
a clear, like a glass.
Call it a sky crane with a
Yes.
ball on the end of it.
Yes.
And so basically, it's at the very top of the ship, and you get in the ball. You probably put like 8 people in there,
Yeah.
6 to 8 people. It's depending on weight. You got to weigh yourself.
Yes.
And then it goes up, and then it goes over one side of the ship. Then it goes over the other side of the ship. I mean, you're hanging over the ocean, and you're way up there.
Yes.
It's really cool.
It is.
If you go and look at the thumbnail of this video, you'll see it in its collapsed position. I know it's actually up. It's behind. Well, you really can't see it because the deck 4 is in the way. But it's that little arm that you see behind the words deck 4 in the thumbnail of the picture of this video. So yeah, it's a neat thing. Is your next cruise on the Carnival Conquest? We've already been on the Conquest, and no, probably never will go again.
No.
That actually was the least. We enjoyed the ship. We liked the ship, the layout, but we don't like 3 and 4 day cruises, and that one was the absolute worst we've ever been on. Don't ever care to go on it again. It just was our experience.
Yeah, and we're gonna put a big asterisk with that. As it does truly depend on
The group of people you're with on the
your
ship.
fellow passengers.
Yeah.
It truly does. Now, that being said, the Carnival Conquest, the ship needed some work. Cabinet doors were barely hanging on their hinges, and drawers not working.
The
And
clientele that are taking those 3 and 4 days
They're
are beating the
that
crap
ship
out of
up.
The ship itself is pretty. Like the layout, like the class. It just,
it's taken some abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Anyway.
so, yeah, we have no desire to go back on that.
Yeah. All right, let's get to snack time.
Oh, yeah.
Snack time, everybody get your snacks. Little snack music.
So here we go again, it's no surprise. 'Cause we know better than to roll the dice. So take this love and try to make it new. You can't fight it when it feels so true. You drive me crazy like no one else. The final moment before I lose myself. And it's no use working 9 to 5 if you want more than to stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, the morning light. Oh.
All right, what did everybody have for your snack tonight? Leave it in the comments below. We want to know.
We know Irene's having chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
We had cookies.
Jordan also wants to know, what's the best bar on board? Well, first of all, that's a loaded question because everybody has a different drinking style and a fond drinking this, that. Some people like wine, so they're going to go hang out and have wine somewhere. Somebody wants mixed drinks, this, that, or whatever. That being said, you're speaking to 2 people who don't drink. So we haven't gone to any of the bars.
Well, that being said, Royal is known for the schooner bar.
Yes.
So that is highly popular on this ship. Let's see, the bars that we have. We have the Casino Royale bar. We have a bar in the music hall. That would be my choice because I love the music
Yep.
hall.
We've gone in there a couple times already.
Yes, we have one in the Crown Lounge. We have Amber and Oak Pub.
That
However,
would be probably,
that might be my choice
Yeah,
too. Now that
Amber.
I think about it.
Yeah.
They've got a
Cool
guitar
solo
vocalist
artist in there.
Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah.
There's a Bolera's. There's Bionic Bar, a 270 bar, Vintages and Wine. Vintages Wine and Tapas. the Pool Bar, the Sky Bar, the Sunshine Bar, the Windjammer Bar, and the North Star Bar.
Pick a bar,
you
man.
have your choice. Yeah,
I
think
got to go with the Amber,
Amber
and
and
Oak.
Oak. Yeah, I'm going with Amber and Oak. That would be my choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice and comfortable in there. It's warm. It's rich.
Love
the
the
climate.
atmosphere,
The
yeah.
atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if we were going to go and drink, it's going to be Amber and Oak.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yes, I finally made it. Had a bottle of wine to take care of with a friend. No, not a problem.
Oh, I showed earlier the Spirit jerseys. So if you weren't here, then
You can
yeah.
replay.
Yeah.
Music time. That's right. EJ hangs out to hear the music.
Yes.
Our official, unofficial, official theme song.
Yes.
No snack. Tummy's upset.
Oh
Oh,
no.
So
I hope you
tea.
feel better. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris says, 3 and 4 days are so hard for the crew, too. Their turnover days are 16 to 17 hours for them, at least the cabin suits. Yeah, it's crazy. I say that every single time. Look, we go on 3 and 4 day cruises to cover the ships, not because we want to be on a 3 or 4 day cruise, but our goal is to have mapped, essentially, the way that we do it, every cruise ship in the industry. We're in the 30s now. We've covered 30 some odd ships in just a little over 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty excited about that. So we do go on the 3 and 4 day cruises for that reason. But Chris, we say that every time we get on there, those poor guys and gals, the crew members of the 3 and 4 day cruises, because
They are working their butts off.
turnover days are rough.
Yeah.
And they've got to do 2 for every other crew, every other crew on the ships that are doing the 7 day cruises,
They do
to their 1.
Yeah.
The crew here's loving life. They're doing just 1 in 17 days.
Yeah, but then they've got one again in 3, so I
That's
guess
true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't think the ship's going to be full.
I don't think so
It's just a
either.
preview cruise.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Danny says you should hang a big sign on your cabin door advertising the lives each night. Captive audience. Yeah, no.
Well,
I don't think so.
there's this thing though. Only so many people are going to go by your door. We've talked about that before, and we're in the back of the ship, so maybe 6 people might see our door.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we could, but
There's no other crazies doing conga lines at 3 o'clock in the morning. Us two, so we'll replay after survival finale for the Spirit Jersey update.
There
You're
you go.
Welcome. And no snack
You're
for Lane
welcome.
tonight either. What?
Oh, no.
You know, snackless people.
oh my goodness,
A bunch
well,
of
yeah.
snackless people.
Hope you're feeling okay.
All right, so we covered all the notes taken care of, right?
Yeah, all the questions that were asked. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to say a few things about Royal and this experience so far. We had just recently done the NCL Aqua. It was transatlantic for 10 days. Pretty much like this for
Yeah.
10 days.
Worse weather than this.
Well, it was storming a little bit more. So
It was windy.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't walk outside.
No.
A lot of the doors were locked. You couldn't even get outside because it was just that windy.
and respectfully, there's really nobody doing anything outside either.
No.
Here.
No, not really.
This has an indoor pool,
Yes.
so there's that they can do there.
Yes.
This has the solarium,
Yes.
which people are doing that.
Yes.
But they've altered their activities because of the inclement weather. They've added, thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you.
They've added things to do. The cruise directors come on and say, hey, because of this, we've canceled this event that's outside. Instead, we've added this here and we've changing this. And don't forget this, that, bum, bum, bum. And so this is actually what I would have expected from NCL.
I would have agreed. Yeah.
Not just the augmentation of the schedule, but at least
Additions and
a schedule of things to do inside since the weather's going to be crappy outside.
yes,
And they just didn't have that.
they did not.
A couple of things that were notable.
So kudos to Royal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kudos. Couple of things notable yesterday, and again, we put this stuff up on our Facebook group, the daily activities. If you're not part of our Facebook group already, guys, go there. It's a private group, so you're going to have to answer 2 questions. The first question is, what was your first cruise? Second question is, excuse me, adhering to the group rules, which is essentially being nice, right? And then it'll let you write in. If you don't answer the questions, it's going to decline you, okay? So it's got to answer questions. Anyway, we post different content up there. We put all the menus, all the pictures of the food that we eat, which we're going to talk about last night's dinner here in just a second. The daily activities, everything that goes on during the day, we put that up there as well. And of course, we do some other things up there as well, okay? So make sure you go to the Facebook group. And while I'm at it, for those who are joining us, if you want to help support the cause and become a deeper part of the Tall Man Clan, we do have a Patreon account. We are not supported by anybody other than ourselves and our loyal subscribers. So if you want to go there, you like to become a member, it's like $5 is the lowest amount. So it's 1 cup of coffee a month at Starbucks, right? So you can do that.
And we do put things there that we cannot put anywhere else.
There 100% exclusive content.
Yes.
We do. I come from a show background, and I actually, if it's allowed, I don't do it sneakingly, but if it is allowed, I record all the shows, and so we put full length shows that we can't put anywhere else because of the copyrighted music. We put it up on Patreon, and so if you're into that and want to see like a full Aqua show, or which I haven't put that up yet, but we
will. There's
no Aqua show on this ship, by the way.
No,
Sorry.
no.
But we have a couple that we've recorded on the other Oasis class ships, other shows from other things. But we recorded Live, Love, Legs from this ship just a couple nights ago. We're doing the show Cabaret and 2 for 20, 270 tonight. And if we can get a decent enough seat and I can get a recording of that, that's all going to go up on Patreon. So we put a lot of different things. We have Patreon-only streams as well. So consider that if you want to do that. So there's that. Okay. Got that out of the way. Let's talk about dinner.
Yeah, let me pull up the menu here.
So like Lisa said earlier, last night was
Mexican.
a taste of Mexico.
Yes.
And man, it was a great dinner. One of our favorite menus.
Yeah, really good.
Okay, starters. We had Caesar salad, chilled shrimp cocktail, roasted poblano pepper soup, tortilla soup, bing, grilled sweet corn cakes, bing. Oh, all was great. Again,
And escargot, you missed that.
Oh, yeah, and the escargot. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So there was escargot. We'll be posting those pictures up later today. We usually talk about it here first and then post them later. Okay, so those will post later. The mains, a chili lime crusted salmon, a grilled chicken breast, a pulled pork enchilada, carne asada.
Yes, he had 2 entrees.
Ooh. Spaghetti bolognese, crunchy chili crusted tofu tacos. That's a mouthful.
It is.
Crunchy chili crusted tofu tacos. Say that 10 times fast. And butter chicken. Butter chicken. Okay. For desserts, caramel flan, tres leches, warm apple cobbler, variety of ice creams, coconut layer cake, vegan toffee cheesecake, and an artisan cheese plate. So that enchilada was like a burrito, by the way.
It was huge.
You'll see the picture, for those who are in the Facebook group. It was big.
It was an enchilada.
It was an enchilada. The guy next to us was like, "Is that the enchilada?" And it's like, "Yeah." He says, "Dude, that's a burrito." I'm like, "Yeah." He says,
Enchilada.
yeah, it was big.
It was big.
So he also got the guy next to us.
He did the same thing.
He got the carne
2
asada
entrees.
and the enchilada. So it's good.
Enchilada.
Enchilada. Calling the line with Robert Lisa at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Danny says, on the good side of the 3 or 4 day cruises, when the crew gets annoyed with certain passengers, it's time to get new ones. I know, right?
Oh, my goodness.
On a twist, Robert, I met a content creator who got off the Aqua, who told me the Aqua has better food than Celebrity, but he never ate in the main dining room.
The Aqua had good food.
Yeah, the food wasn't too bad.
And it's, I don't know which Celebrity ship he was on, but, we've had really good experiences in Celebrity.
I think our again, we take the yacht club out of it because the yacht club doesn't count. Virgin has the best food and food presentation.
Yes.
I think.
I agree.
Right behind them would be, in a very close second, would be Celebrity.
I agree.
And a very close third for our taste buds and how we eat, honestly, would be MSC. And then everybody else, it gets convoluted after that. I mean, it just...
I do feel like the food on the Aqua was really good.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I
But
do feel like they had better.
we had
It's-
that one night we had the chicken cornor blue. It was fantastic. Some of the best we've ever had. Was it the best? No. I mean, overall, no, it was good. I won't put them at the bottom, but probably after MSC. Right? So it's a hard judging, right? Because, Chris, your taste buds are different than mine, and my taste buds are
It's so
different than
subjective.
EJ's, and EJ's are different than Macrina, and everything about food is subjective. Even entertainment. Heck, the guy in the elevator last night, man, that was the worst stinking show I've ever seen. I couldn't get out of that theater fast enough. And I'm thinking to myself, what is
was
wrong
bad
with this
about
guy?
it? Yeah.
It's one of the better
Great
shows I've seen.
talent. They were in sync with each
Yeah.
other. Yeah, it was good.
Coming from a guy who's produced shows, I'm like, that was pretty good. For those who have been around long enough to know, when I don't have anything picky to say about a show, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got nothing nice to say. EJ's out of here. He's heard his song. He's got to go.
Oh,
We'll
good
see you
night,
tomorrow.
EJ.
So, yeah, hey, everybody's got different taste buds, and that's also why there's so many different cruise lines, and every cruise line is really different, and there is truly a cruise line out there for everybody and their tastes of how they like to eat, how they like to be entertained, how they like to vacation. Right, so someone who's happy on MSC may not be happy on Princess. Someone who loves Princess may hate Carnival, or it just goes around and around and around and around. Right, so, and we see all of that because we cruise on almost all the cruise lines. We haven't gone on Disney yet,
No.
and Cunard, but those I think are the only two left that we haven't been on post-pandemic.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because we've done Princess, Holland, Celebrity, Royal, Carnival, NCL,
Virgin.
Royal, Virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think it's, yeah.
like I said, 31. We're 31 or
know.
32 ships, something like that, post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So anyway, simple solution to turn around a B2B to B to B to B cruising. Well, oddly enough, when we did the Utopia, that's what we did. We did a back-to-back on there, so it was 7 days, but it's still, because you got to get off and get back on, and everything's starting again. The menu is the same. It even though it's 7 days, it really isn't. It still feels like a 3-day and a 4-day because of that.
Yeah,
You
it
may not
does.
you may not have to unpack. You may not have to move your stuff, but our conversation was mostly about the crew and what they have to go through in their process.
Yes.
But yeah. Yeah, we're rocking a little bit. I hear the
the
banging
hangers are
and
bouncing.
the hangers are bouncing in the cabinet. So, last night the barf bag holders were empty
Were they?
on the ship. Yeah, I'm like,
Really?
is it?
It's been
Are
really
these drugs really that
smooth.
good?
No, it's been really smooth, and I saw them out on the staircase again this morning, and
So
I
they've
thought,
refilled them?
wow. Yeah, and I thought, wow, I'm shocked that they're even out because we're not rocking that much.
No, there's a little waggle back here in the back. Like I said, I
Yeah.
just heard the. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
interesting.
Yeah, whatever.
Hmm.
So there you have it. All right. So tomorrow, it's either going to be deck 5 or the cabins. Probably deck 5.
Oh, the rate you're going, I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be deck 5, deck 6, deck 7.
We may have to do the passenger cabin decks on the ship. All right, everybody, we're going to go walk a passenger cabin. Hold on to your horses. Yeah, I've got to finish figure out the editing on that.
Yeah.
Either that or just suck it up and nope, just get it done for the broadcast and I'll figure it out later, one of the two. So that's going to happen the rest of the day today. If you are watching the rebroadcast and you have questions about the Ovation of the Seas or any other Royal Caribbean ship for that matter, we are on board. We are stuck on this ship for another 8 days. And I pray
Don't
at
make
some
it
point.
sound like it's a bad thing.
No, it's not.
We're stuck.
Well, except we It's actually clearing up a little bit.
It would
is
be
this
nice
thing
to
still
be able
on? Here,
I don't know.
let's it is. Let's go do the thing again.
Okay.
Hang on, everybody. We're gonna,
He's calling an audible.
because I think it's clearing up a little bit. I'm actually seeing a little water.
Are you?
Oh,
Oh, we lost it. You lost the picture.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, picture's gone.
Dang it.
Picture's gone.
Figures. It sat there working. Oh, it's back again.
It's you've moved away too far.
No, I was out there before and it worked.
Yeah.
We'll try it one
Okay.
more time.
Okay. I'll get up again.
We'll try it one more time.
That's-
I may have hit the button.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still going, so you're good now. All right. Yeah, I do see a little bit of water out there.
It's still pretty crappy.
No, but I do see a little bit of water. That's better.
Huh?
That's better than it had been. I do see a little bit of water,
Yeah.
but still pretty cool. There you go. So that's what it looks currently outside, and it is 1:13 p.m. So you know.
Thank you all for the thumbs up. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do. Thank you all.
Macrina wants to know, how is the pizza? Well, the answer is it hasn't gotten any better.
No, we're pretty vocal about not caring for the Sorrento's pizza. The crust is a little pasty. It's probably last. Well, I don't know. Holland's down there pretty far down on the bottom of the list too, as far as our taste buds go with a pizza, where that's concerned. Yeah, MSC still has the best pizza.
Yep.
We did eat it, and it was the only thing that was available to us, so we didn't complain. We
No.
ate it.
If we're going to create the list, it's at the bottom.
It is.
So it hasn't gotten any better.
No.
Or at least
No.
it's not different on this ship than the other ships.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, the dough is crispy like a cracker. The sauce literally
Couldn't
has
taste
no
it.
flavor.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even there.
Yeah.
It's very strange. You see the red, you know they put the sauce on there, but it literally has no flavor.
Yeah.
And the cheese is a bit gooey. Which I know it's hard to. That's a bad description. Cheese is supposed to be kind of gooey, but it's not a good gooey. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. We're just not fans of their pizza. For those who are, great. It just.
Your favorite.
Chris says, food in Disney, especially their brand new ship, was terrible.
Really?
Unacceptable. The sad thing is, so many first-time cruisers, they don't think anything that it... the sad thing
They don't
is,
think
so
anything
many
is that
first-time cruisers, they don't think anything is that bad, right? Thank you very much for the thumbs up. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Well, the funny thing is, I've always felt kind of the same thing, even in the Disney theme parks. I've never really cared for their food, even in the theme parks.
Yeah.
In some of the restaurants.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
Most of the time when I worked at Disney forever, not forever, for 5 years. And, you got your quick service places that are the hamburgers and the this, that, or whatever. But there's some nicer restaurants.
Oh, I was referring to some of the nicer restaurants, and
Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed.
Disney's not necessarily known for their food.
No.
A lot of it is because Aramark took it over.
Yeah, that could be.
When I first started, everything was internal and the food was amazing. Even down in the employee cafeteria, usually for like, I don't know, $2 or $3, you're getting. They were great meals. And then somebody made a deal with Aramark and removed all the cooking that they were doing within the company and brought in an outside company. It went from $2, $3, whatever it was, to $7 or $8. It was way expensive. The quality of food was absolutely disgusting. And so my guess is that has just changed across the board. So
Yeah, maybe so.
but you would think for a cruise ship it would be
It would be better.
would be different, right? They got to bring in a head chef that creates recipes across their fleet and like anything else. But we haven't been on any of their ships, so
No.
we don't have reference from one to the other.
No.
So I feel between Carnival, Royal, MSC, probably just those three. We've had a fair sampling from old ships to new ships
I would agree.
between
Yes.
those three lines because we've cruised the most on those three lines.
Yeah.
NCL, we've only been on what?
Just the Aqua.
Just the
recently.
Aqua post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Actually, since 2019 or 18 or 17, whatever it was.
19.
We've only been on one Holland ship, and we're about to be on that same ship again next year for the Alaska cruise.
Yes.
We've only been on one Princess cruise post-pandemic.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
there's several that we've only been on one, so we don't have a lot of reference between old ships and new ships and this, that, and balance. But between the Carnival and the Royal and the MSC, I would think their food has been very balanced all the way across their fleet. There's some subtleties we've made comments before. On MSC, was it MSC? Yeah, on MSC, one of Lisa's favorites thing is their smoked tomato,
roasted tomato soup.
soup.
Oh yeah.
And on all the ships we've been on, they have just like these tiny little bit of
Chunks of mozzarella.
mozzarella. They're not huge chunks, just tiny, but they're in there, right? It's a substance. It's in there. And on the World America,
No cheese.
it wasn't in there.
No.
They're brand new ship, right? Just like it doesn't get any newer than this, right? And it wasn't in there.
No.
And it was still good. It just didn't have that ingredient. And even still, if we take that same soup and compare it across the line, each ship's just a slightly different taste because it's a different chef.
I think I noticed the most difference between ships on Carnival.
Yeah.
They have a really big swing from one ship to the next. The same recipes, but you know, this one's way salty and that one's, you know, way garlicky, and
The different tastes of the chefs
the
cooking them.
yes, they have the biggest swing from one ship to the next, I think.
Oh, those of you in the Facebook group, did you enjoy what I had for breakfast yesterday? Wait till you see what I had for breakfast today.
I'll post that later today.
Right? Irene says, Airmark is horrible. Yeah. Disgusting. Really. Ugh. Chris says, but eventually we will be phased out and no one will ever know how good the food was on cruise ships 20 years from now. And that's the thing. And that's
Yeah.
not the purpose of this channel and stuff at all whatsoever. But we do talk a lot about
How things used
how
to
things
be.
used to be pre-pandemic. Those coming on now, they just don't have any idea what the cruise industry truly used to actually be like. And the quality of the food, the quality of the service, the quality of the perks, the quality of the ships. Though I will say, as time goes on, I'm enjoying the quality of the Carnival ships much more than their early ships because they were really,
They were very gaudy.
gaudy,
The
colorful.
decor was, whoa.
So was NCL's early ships.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, who threw up in here?
Which easel threw up in
Yeah.
here?
Whoa. Back off with that color. Stripes and checks don't match. But yeah,
Thank you.
and maybe that's what they're going for. They just don't care. I don't know. And which, comes full circle with the whole, cruise industry passenger, band list. This is something the industry really needs. Because, post-pandemic, there's a lot more intolerance going on ships than ever used to be before. And it's gotten dangerous. It's no longer for certain people, certain lines, and
I think you meant entitlement. You said intolerance.
well, it's both, but
Yeah.
crime
Tempers
and
flaring.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. So, if any of you don't know what we're talking about, if you just go back on our page, a few videos back, not lives, but a posted video, It's I forget what the thumbnail says, but we believe that the industry needs a industry-wide ban list. If somebody is caught of a crime, whether it was fighting, drugs, rape, theft, and thrown off a cruise ship and banned for life by, again, say Carnival, then they shouldn't be able to walk right next door to Royal Caribbean and go on one of their ships.
Yeah.
It should be an industry ban. But this doesn't exist. We believe it does. So we made a little video. I did a little editorial about it. But there's a website out there, believe it or not, Cruise Banned List. I'll type it in the chat. Cruise Banned List.com. They've got a petition they started for exactly this. So go there, sign the petition, right? They keep your information private. So there's no reason not to. If you believe those who are thrown off ships for criminal reasons and banned should be banned from the industry so the industry can be safer again, cruisebandlist.com. Go there. Put your name on the petition. Yeah. Hang on. Danny says, I agree with the Disney food. We had a lot of character dining at fancy restaurants, including the Crystal Palace. Didn't care for it. No,
Yeah.
no. Thank you, Mark. I don't know if they're still there. It's been a while since I've left Disney, obviously. Danny Mac at $59 a person for four. Yeah, for breakfast for four. It's You're
It's
and
a
then
lot.
tip. You're $250 for crappy food,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, not counting gratuity, right? Exactly.
Not counting gratuity.
Trying to put it up there. There we go. Yes, that looked very sweet but delicious. Yeah, it was just French toast with strawberries and whipped cream. Yeah, it was good. Ooh, yes. And Irene absolutely agrees, too, with the cruise ban list thing. Yeah, it's just, that's the intolerance I was talking about, partially. Anyway, whatever. Well, look, guys, it's getting late in the day. We don't want to miss lunch. Consistency just to be consistent, says Chris. With anything, we've been very vocal about that, too. Cruise industry, in and itself, separate cruise lines, if you have a rule, enforce the damn thing. You'll see at some point when we get to deck 14, I'm not like throwing away any secrets, but Royal Caribbean is now putting signs on chairs that says you are not allowed to reserve these chairs. Mm-hmm. Don't even think about it. I've never seen that before.
Well,
So-
yeah, we have. We've seen it on one of their other ships.
I don't remember.
It may have been
I-
Utopia.
I actually said that in the thing, so maybe they started with Utopia, and I just don't remember.
Yeah, we've
But I-
seen them before.
But I don't remember seeing them. So I made a comment about that in the video. So they're at least put stuff on their seats to keep people from reserving. I don't know. They're watching, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to have a rule like that you can't reserve chairs, well, then you got to enforce it.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a rule that you can't wear, a T-shirt or flip-flops or a bathing suit in the dining room, well, then enforce it. It's just that simple. Be consistent. Have a rule, enforce it. What we were more talking about, at least with the cruise ban list thing, or the industry-wide ban list, is if you're
Criminal activity.
if you're doing any kind of, if you're getting thrown off a ship for fighting and banned from cruise line A, then you are banned from all the cruise lines, A through F, or A through Z, excuse me. A through F. No, only the first 5, 6, 7. No, just a few. All of them, A through Z. That just is must. Anyway, we're going to go. So we're going to go eat some lunch, right? We will see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know the drill, right? We don't have to go home, but we do have to get the out of here. Peace.